Yo, yo, what up? This is your boy Solo. Now we're back here again with another episode, and this is about validation and how you should validate yourself and not seek validation from others. So, every individual should validate themselves by loving themselves, by, just being themselves, getting into however they want to get into their own creative passions and desires and growth and just self-development in totality. So if an individual is not seeking these things within themselves, then most of the time they will seek it from others, validation from others instead of validating themselves. And this can lead to insecurities and lack of self-character and self-development and just being an individual of how you should be. So this comes from lack of just creativity, lack of self-work, lack of discipline, just lack of taking action and doing things. So especially if you're trying to get validated for synthetic things that's not moral, like if an individual is too much in their ego because they like sports and they could be good at sports, that's a good thing that you want to do those things and have fun and just be the best that you can be at it. But once you take it too far and become egotistical, where you can, you want to distinguish yourself from others. Oh, I'm better than these people just because I'm good at this, or I'm superior. You got this superior complex, like, you're very judgmental and, you could care less what other people go through and shit and things of that nature. So that's a fake way of going about validation, and that's demonic, because that just creates more complicated situations and relationships, and it's just unnatural when individuals who have high egos, big egos, who just want to be validated for synthetic reasons that was created from the external world, and which is just a bunch of distractions in general. But sports is just one thing I'm just naming. I'm talking about, it could be anything. It could be gaming, whatever the case may be. Just having a big ego just because you have money, just synthetic shit that doesn't really matter, instead of building a real relationship and real trust with other people and individuals. Something that humans are supposed to do, but instead they want to get lost in synthetic, artificial way of life, is what I'm trying to say basically in this video. So you're supposed to learn how to validate yourself instead of seeking it from others, and by doing that, you need to create something within yourself, a gift or a talent, and keep working on that, because that's what's going to make you feel good at the end of the day. That's what's going to make you feel validated and fulfilled, just by being an individual who can create something and just bring it into existence, especially if you can keep working on that craft and make something out of it, like a product that can sell. And that's pretty much it. People need to learn how to validate themselves before they get validation from others. You're not supposed to care about getting validation from others. That causes insecurities and hater energy type shit, and a lot of unnecessary competition, which is all retarded. So, and you're not supposed to expect things from other people if people see through your bullshit, because there's a lot of people who are, went through real shit and, developed that awareness, that don't want to go through those things, and they live a fair life. So that's just something that, you have to have boundaries for, and, you got to take accountability for, actions that has been done. So you, or the individuals out there, people need to, you need to learn how to validate yourself first, because you came here with yourself anyway, not to be validated from others. So that's how you find, your true peace and happiness. And, just as a spirit, you're here to create and, just nurture in general. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Peace.